there's a hurricane coming, as everyone knows, and it's going to probably hit the East Coast, and it looks like it's a pretty serious hurricane. And so one of the things I'd love to talk about is pipelines. The governor of the candidate for governor in Florida is a guy with the last name of Gillum, who is a radical environmentalist. He's funded very much by the Soros and Steyer. They each contributed a total of about $650,000 to his campaign. I mean, that's a tremendous amount of money to push an anti-energy issue and agenda. But here's what he has to know as the governor or as potential governor of Florida and the rest of those states that are in the areas of hurricanes. When hurricanes come, what is the devastation that comes with it? It means that trucks can't get through. It means that trains can't get through. And pipelines, since they're normally buried underground, can survive hurricanes. And so I just want your listeners to pay attention. If this hurricane comes and, God willing, it takes a big hook to the right and it disappears, but if it hits and we watch these videos and images of devastation, what is going to be the biggest impact is the lack of ability to get resources, particularly energy, to the hardest hits. And anytime people say, well, we support protesting the pipeline, we don't want to build a pipeline, what you're really saying is we don't want to be ready when tragedy strikes. And so just something I want your listeners to pay attention to. That's
very interesting. I didn't think about it that way at all.
Yeah, and Florida obviously is vulnerable to hurricanes, and the whole coast is. And when we lose our energy, we lose for the sick, respirators and dialysis and machines in hospitals. And for the rest of us, it means our food spoils. It means sometimes extreme heat or extreme cold. We are such an energy dependent people that my biggest frustration in the energy fight is the ones who say that they're trying to stop energy production or stop America from being energy efficient. Really what they're doing is they're trying to stop us from being prepared to survive, to live, to overcome. And it just, you wish you could wake these radicals up with what their agenda really will do to people if it got it implemented.
I was thinking about that the other day. Just, it was last night as they're screaming about this and about that. I watched the news last night, and they were playing clips of some of the Democrats because they're so desperate to win in November, and talking about our democracy is at hand, that it could end that day. And I'm thinking, but these are the same people that are pushing socialism. So, it's they don't stop and think. My point was, as you were saying, they don't stop and think about the future. No. What if this happens? What if a hurricane hits? What is our best source of energy for the future? What is it that we can have that'll be a safeguard, that'll always be with us? And, of course, a pipeline, I guess, doesn't get hit by a hurricane.